Respected Prime Minister, my senior colleague Chidambaram ji, Mr. Tiwari, Mr. Narayan Swami ji, my colleagues in Home Ministry, Mr. Shiv Shankar, the Principal Secretary of the Prime Minister, R.K. Singh, Mr. Goswami, the Chief Ministers, Lieutenant Governors, the Secretaries, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Government of India, I welcome you all in this conference of internal security. This platform provides a good opportunity for exchange of ideas, the thoughts and experiences on the important aspects of the internal security situation prevailing in the country and steps taken or being taken in order to make our country safe and secure to live. I would like to begin with the recent incidents of brutal attack by CPI Maoist in Chhattisgarh's Bastar district last month. It was an attack on democracy and a manifestation of the real nature of the terrorism which is opposed to all that the democracy holds dear, and freedom to express one's view and freedom of the people to participate in political activities. Friends, while our government is committed to make all-out efforts to address the genuine grievances of deprived sections of the society, the development cannot happen in an environment of terror. The acts of violence against innocent will be dealt firmly. In order to effectively deal with the perpetrators of this heinous act, which has interstate ramifications, the case has been handed over to the National Investigation Agency in consultation with the state government of Chhattisgarh. The internal security situation in the country during the year 2013 has remained largely under control, with Jammu and Kashmir particularly showing a marked improvement since 2010. In the current year, there has been two major bomb blasts, the first in Hyderabad and second in Bengaluru. Though there was no casualty in the incidents of Bengaluru, the 18 innocent persons lost their lives in Hyderabad bomb blast. At the same time, India continues to face serious challenges to its internal security scenario from jihadi terrorists. It has been noticed that the terror groups are taking advantage of communication channels which have become more sophisticated over a period of time. From mobile phones, the terrorists today have moved on to use of satellite phones, Thora assets, use of spoofed IDs and coded transactions or email and the chat session, beside voice over internet protocol to communicate across the border. There have been some significant development on the Sikh militancy front. Its commanders based in Pakistan are under pressure from ISI to further ISI's terror plans, not only in Punjab but also in other parts of the country. The Sikh youths are being trained in ISI facilities in Pakistan. Interdictions and interrogations have revealed use of jail cadres, unemployed youth, the criminal and smugglers by Pak-based Sikh terror groups for facilitating terror attacks. The Sikh youths based and settled in Europe and US are also being motivated in this regard. A large quantity of arms and ammunition and explosive, including RDX, have managed to find its way into Punjab through the borders, even as a significant quality of RDX has since been recovered in police actions in Rajasthan and Punjab in the last 1 year. India has long and porous border with Bangladesh and Nepal, which have been used by Pak-based jihadi groups to exfiltrate the terrorist out of India for training in Pakistan and induction of terrorist elements, hardware, finance into India for action. Jihadi tanjeems in Pakistan with affiliation to LET, GEM and IM have set up channels for transfer of funds from Pakistan to India via Gulf and Nepal, besides using Western Union money transfer and Hawala channels. Moreover, ex-Simi cadres and the similar militant elements based in Gulf have also been observed collecting money for causing destructions in India. To combat terrorism, there exists a very close and effective coordination amongst intelligence agencies at the center and state level. The intelligence inputs about possible designs and threats are shared with the state governments concerned on a regular basis. The multi-agency center has been strengthened and reorganized to enable it to function 24/7 basis for real-time collation and sharing of intelligence. This has resulted in busting of many terrorist modules, and a number of possible terrorist attacks have been averted. As far as investigation of the terror attacks by our investigating agencies is concerned, most of the incidents happened after 26/11 have been worked out. In almost all the cases, accused persons have been arrested, several have been declared absconders, and red corner notices have been issued and the charge sheet filed. However, a few cases like Varanasi bomb blast, Meroli bomb blast, and the bomb blast in Hyderabad and Bengaluru under investigation, and we are hopeful of breakthrough. Let me now turn to the security situation in Jammu and Kashmir and Northeast. As far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, the militancy situation in the state has shown a considerable improvement, which has resulted in substantial reduction in the strength of militants. The effective anti-infiltration measures, including fencing and deployment of electronic devices, have helped the interdiction capability of the forces on the border. Infiltration attempts have decreased by 90.35% due to multi-pronged approach of the government to contain cross-border infiltration. But border management has been tightened through construction of border fence, use of improved technology, acquisition of latest weapons for security forces, and most importantly, through improved human intelligence and operational coordination. The trend in the violence continues in the current year with 35.29% decline in incidences in the incidents in 2012 compared to 2011. Also, there has been decrease in civil and security force casualties by 51.61% and 54.54% respectively in the state. The terrorist strength in the valley has also declined. However, the cross-border terrorist infrastructure is intact. The training camps continues, as do the infiltration attempts. My report is that I was comparing 3 years the training camp on the border and outside. Earlier they were 42, but now it is reduced to 21, but still we have to have correct information on that. That's why the figure I am not quoting here, but certainly the camps outside in POK has been reduced. The Nepal route continues to be exploited for infiltration of militants. The improved security situation in Jammu and Kashmir has led to increased inflow of tourists and pilgrimage, which is a very positive and healthy development. Coming to Northeast, the suspension of operations agreements have been entered with the various insurgent groups which have shown willingness to give up violence and seek solution for their problems peacefully within the Indian Constitution. Our government is ready to talk with any group or outfit which is willing to abjure violence and lay down arms, like Kuki national organizations and the United People's Front in Manipur. Further, Meitei groups like URF, KCP and KYKL, along with their factions, signed Maoists in the February 2013, paving the way for surrender of their cadres. The peace talks are also being held with a number of outfits like ULFA, NDAP-P and NDAB-RD. These strategies have resulted in steady reduction in level of violence. Moreover, the aforesaid strategy of the government has also encouraged surrender by militants belonging to various groups and their participation in the political process. The central government is continuously assisting the northeastern states by deploying of central paramilitary forces to assist the state police in counter-insurgency operations and upgrading their skill level. I would like to take this opportunity to advise the state of Mizoram and Tripura to sit together and discuss the issue of migrants from a humanitarian angle so as to ensure that the new generation of the migrant families are not denied their share in development. While the funds provided by the Center for Settlement and Rehabilitation should be utilized so as to achieve the plan of rehabilitation at the earliest, the problem creators should be identified and dealt sternly. The India continues to face the problems of high-quality state-sponsored counterfeiting. The menace of counterfeiting is assuming serious proportions because of its links with money laundering, terrorist financing, and the international crime syndicates. The Indian investigating agencies have collected hardcore forensic evidence to support the conclusion that high-quality counterfeit currency is being produced in our neighboring countries and smuggled into India either directly or through other transit routes. The forensic and other technical analysis clearly indicate that the fake Indian currency notes are produced in sophisticated currency printing machines using many of raw materials and processes used to print irregular currency notes. We live in a troubled neighborhood and forces inimical to the country are working day in or day out to hit at the roots of our polity. On our part, we will continue to do our best to support the state governments to tackle the menace of terrorism. I agree that we have to go a long way in fighting this menace. At the same time, we are sure that with your cooperation, we will give a firm reply to these forces of destabilization. Jai Hind.